All right, everybody, apologies for this interruption. I couldn't see anything anymore. I couldn't see what the image was streaming. I couldn't see the comments. I couldn't switch the window or anything. So yeah, I rebooted the computer and it seems to be working normally again, at least for now. We are hoping for a last outburst of Northern Lights. Hi again, Sarah, and hi again, Phil. We are watching the twilight here at 1:12 in the morning, in the middle of the night here in Utsjoki, and that's as dark as it gets. And from now on, the sky starts getting brighter again. And in just a few weeks, we are getting the midnight sun here in Utsjoki until late July. And it will be possible to see the Northern Lights again in the end of August. It's starting to be a little bit chilly.
I was thinking maybe I'll head down to the gazebo and I'll put the fire. You're going to be done at some point. It might be warm there.
It might be warm in the gazebo, yes. And
It's not going to be warm anymore because of the window.
yeah, but with fire it will be good. Yeah, I wish that I could do the stream near the gazebo, but we don't have a good connection there. That's why I had to climb all the way up here to have a line of sight to the cell tower. So I will be staying here a little while longer. I mean, it's not crazy cold. It's just windy. But I have all my layers and my hat and everything is quite all right. I just hope I remember where I left my snowshoes.
Yeah, same.
Somewhere there.
Somewhere down.
Okay, see you.
If you're gonna stay for like 2 hours, then I'm gonna.
No, not it's going to be too bright in 2 hours. I think we have only about half an hour left before I will have to decide to pack up. thank you, the doctor. And Jana, I really hope indeed we will see the beautiful Revontulet after the summer. And of course we will see it. It will be amazing. Let's take a look at the rest of the landscape. We have the moon here, and here in the west we have the beautiful village of Utsjoki. And the Norwegian mountains in the horizon. And we are patiently waiting for another sight of the Northern Lights. And if I trust the solar wind data, it could be that we have a good show before it gets too bright again. So fingers crossed that it actually happens. And Sarah, yes, it looks amazing also without the lights, but of course I would love to show you one last good show here in Utsjoki. And at least the numbers the solar wind data are pretty okay for it to happen. So if it happens fast enough while it's still dark, we might be able to show you the northern lights one more time before we get into full summer mood here in Utsjoki. We still have this really faint glow that you can see there. With a bit of luck, it will grow to something worth seeing. And there is also some glow on the right of the screen, so I have a good feeling about that. And Phil, thank you so much for having been there. I won't say almost every night, but I think you have been there every single night that we were live. And that is really, really appreciated from my side as well. And thank you, Christina, as well. The green seems to be getting a little bit brighter, so let's see what happens. The solar wind data are really good for the next minutes, half hour maybe. So it might coincide with the almost darkest hour of the night here. So really well worth staying up a little while longer, and I can actually see something to the naked eye here on the right. Look at this. There is definitely something, and the numbers tell us that this definitely something could turn into a really, really good show. So stay tuned if you can. And I know I've said it already the whole week, but there has to be a last one, and it's getting really, really close to being that one tonight. And now the BZ is dropping to -5 value in a really short while. And that is actually what we always need, and combined with a pretty dense solar wind and also pretty fast solar wind speed, the next half hour could be actually spectacular. And this is why I am staying live here on top of this fell in the cold wind of northern Finnish Lapland here in Utsjoki. There is definitely some glow. You can see there behind me, and there going up and going there. And we just need a proper outburst. And Sue, it's not quite dark indeed, and we are actually, it's 1:30 now local time in Finland, and the sky is already getting even brighter. We are very close to the midnight sun season, and as I was saying, this is why it's probably one of the last, if not really this time, the very last Aurora live stream of the season. There is a tiny bit of green indeed, especially on the right side of the screen, and now also there is a very vertical beam at the top. I do need, guys, to quickly change a battery, and this means that the image will go dark for a few seconds, so please don't go away, stay tuned. I just want to be sure that we don't have a blackout right when we are in the middle of the big show. So the image will go black for just a few seconds. Here we are again. Apologies for this short but necessary blackout. And I can see that the green is getting brighter. So actually quite in line with the forecast. And hi Pipika, it's been a long time that I haven't seen you. Hope you're okay. The green is growing. The numbers are good and it is still kind of dark here. So let's hope everything coincides with the darkness. And then I can go to sleep for the next whole week. And Christina, it was also really nice to chat with you and to chat with all of you. I think we and many other people had this idea to do some live streams in these difficult times when nobody is allowed to travel. Of course, we prefer to have visitors here with us. But yeah, it hasn't been possible now for a whole year, so we started doing this and it's been really amazing. Of course, we hope to get more visitors next season, but this doesn't mean we are not going to continue the live streams. I think not everybody is able to travel anyway, so we are going to continue to do that. But most importantly, we are also going to do some live streams in the spring and in the summer. So don't forget about us. I might indeed go to sleep for a week tonight. But I will definitely continue the live streams. Any chance I have, we might come back up here to shoot and show you the midnight sun. That will probably be at some point at the end of May or somewhere in June or beginning of July. Let's see. We might even do it a couple of times. And we have a lot of bird life here. I have a few ideas of what kind of birds I can try to show you. Look, we have more green here in the twilight. So we are not abandoning those channels, and we continue to show you everything. I might do some Q&As as well. And Phil, yes, I'm looking forward to having you here on this side of the camera as well. And the doctor, you're very, very welcome. And thank you to you for your continued support. That's really been amazing. And Sarah, there will be many other streams. I haven't figured everything out just yet, but there's definitely going to be some streams. If you've noticed, I've even learned how to live stream with the drone. So that opens up a whole lot of new perspectives as well. The solar wind has now turned to a very favorable condition. So I am staying here for a little while longer, maybe until 2 a.m., another 20 minutes, and let's see what happens. Lisa, hi again, and happy to see you. Can't wait for the midnight sun. And Martijn, I think we decide to go to bed when the sky is too bright for any chances of lights. Karen, thank you so much for following so often our live stream. And I hope to see you on the other lives in the spring and the summer. The solar wind conditions are really good, but sometimes there is a delay between the moment the numbers turn good and the moment the lights appear. I just hope that this delay is not too big tonight, because the sky is very rapidly getting brighter here in Utsjoki. I can show you our morning twilight. Now, of course, I need to adjust the camera exposure, but you see what I mean. I mean, this is already daylight. Sorry for the little blackout. For once, I'm actually using gloves and I just pressed the wrong button. So you can see the bright morning twilight here at 20 to 2 in the morning in Utsjoki. And I'm keeping an eye all around us to see what's going on. And let's just look a little bit down. Do you see the bright light over there on the left of my glove? This is the hut of Aurora Holidays on, well, not the top of the fell because I'm now on top of the fell, but somehow 2/3 up, I would say, and it's a quite easy hike from the cottages, a couple of steep places, but easy to do when you're not carrying, like I do, a 20-kilogram backpack. Northern Lights, where are you? It's starting to look really, really bright. And I think that we have another 20-30 minutes where we could still hope to see something. So it better materialize really quickly, guys. Otherwise, we will have to wait until August. And yes, Phil, so many buttons everywhere and big gloves. Good night. Who's saying good night? Yeah, good night, Karen. And yes, Martijn, this is playing hide and seek with us. And now you are saying it too, that it's the last ones of the season. Yeah, let's see what happens. It's getting so bright, and of course, because I'm standing on top of the mountain, it's even brighter here. Let's take another look to the south. It's a little bit dark here because obviously we are looking away from the sun. There, that's better. Not so much green anymore. Is it the calm before the last storm? Or what is happening here? And Macaulay, hello to you. And Christina is asking if this one if this was one of the better years for the display of lights. I don't know if it was better. You've seen me stream them live since November every chance that we had. But I don't think we've seen them more or less often than any other year. I think we've seen them at least one time per week, and more often 2 or 3 times. And there have been weeks where we saw the lights 5 or 6 times. And I have to say that now that I'm here, I don't necessarily chase the lights anymore as often as I used to do. So we probably missed a few shows actually. And to be honest, for example, last night the solar wind was so good, and it was because it would be one of the last shows of the season. That's why I took the car and went, but otherwise I would not have done it if we were still a few weeks away from the end of the season. It's starting to look like it's not going to happen on time, but of course, as soon as I will unplug all this stuff, it's just going to get really bright. So just stay a little while longer with you guys. And yes, Sue gave us a grand finale. It's starting to look really, really bright, guys. Really, really bright. Nothing on this side either. We are waiting a few more minutes before packing up and starting the long journey back to my bed. Well, we can still see many stars, and the south is still dark-ish. Like if it happened now, we would still see it in the southern part of the sky, but yeah, it's starting to be quite difficult. But yeah, it looks like it's not going to happen. All the signals were there, but yeah, we don't always win. So, what to do? I had fixed 2 a.m. as a deadline. So, let's keep it, because obviously if I unplug everything now, there's going to be bright lights in 2 minutes. And yes, the dawn is getting so bright so quickly, Phil. And yeah, we were lucky the past few nights indeed. And Lisa, yes, actually this area where I'm standing now, there is no snow at all. I can walk many meters, just like in summer, on the rocks and tundra. I'm actually standing on rocks now. I always try to avoid walking on vegetation when I can avoid it. Oh, Phil, it's never too late for a sauna. I have programmed it to be ready at 2 or 2:30, so it's just going to be a perfect timing. And Teresa, it was a big effort, but sadly, no lights. Yeah. And Sarah, this is I don't know actually if it's a sunset or a sunrise. They are really combined nowadays here. But yeah, guys, there is no point staying up, so it's getting really, really bright. I think that it's going to be soon time to stop this. Actually, it's quite interesting, but the wind has stopped now. So everybody, we are here on top of the world with an amazing view on the Teno River and the valley and the Utsjoki village over there. It's been such a beautiful night with the orange glow of the sun behind the camera. I showed it before. The moon, the village. It's been quite windy. Actually, it stopped now. I don't even feel any wind at all. We've been streaming since November for 5.5 months. Yeah. 5.5 months. Every chance we had, we've been mostly down there on the river shore, on the ice, a couple of times along the road at the church. That was a really good night at the Utsjoki church. And last night in Kamanen, about 100 kilometers from here, was also pretty nice. And I know you don't believe me when I say this is the last one, but I think we need to be realistic today. If something happens tomorrow night, I'll just step out of the cottage and just point the camera to the sky, but I wouldn't really count on it anymore. And it's been many, many late nights now for me, so I need to also get back to some kind of rhythm. Let me check your comments. Temperature changing, maybe it's a little bit colder now, but I don't have a thermometer here. So guys, I'm going to say goodnight to all of you. I know most of you actually usually go to sleep way earlier than that, but thank you so much for staying with me here. That was really amazing. We will be live many times this spring and summer. I have so many ideas, as I was saying before. We will just be watching the midnight sun go above the fells, barely touch them, and go back up. That is going to be something really spectacular. I'm hoping to find some cooperative birds as well that I can show you. I'll be somewhere in my blind and we'll just see what is coming in front of us. The river is going to break open at some point, so we are also going to show this to you. Yeah, I keep checking, but I don't think anything is really happening. So guys, I will wish you a good night for the Europeans, good night later for our friends in Canada and in the US, a good day for our friends in Japan and Australia, and take good care of yourselves. Thank you so much for having been here with me, with us throughout the winter season, the Aurora season. I really look forward to seeing you again in the next live stream that is going to be not some auroras, most probably. Stay tuned, please subscribe to the YouTube channel or the Facebook pages. And if you want to visit us here for some Aurora activity next season, it's auroraholidays.net at the bottom left of the screen. It's always hard when everything is mirrored. Time to wish you good night. Take good care of yourselves and see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.